stuff that it was going to have on it for them and how to get it compared to what you have on a marquee. But also for those of you that did not get a chance to see this yet, like Gail, you can kind of learn more about what it does. This is the all-new Lowery Aria. This is not a limited edition model. It's not numbered 1 of 100. It is a full production, top of the line. They kept the look of the marquee with some modifications. One of the things you'll notice is the music rack is encased in wood, and it's a translucent glass here, so it's like smoke, so you can't see through it.
It slides in and out.
It does slide in and out. The lighting is a lot better. The lights are brighter. You have more control over how bright they are. Like you can take them away or make them as bright as you want. It's all up to where you like them. You can adjust it. You don't have to have them all the way up. You can adjust them down to wherever it is that you like them. The speakers on the back. So the Sterling and Patriot, if you remember, the speakers were here on the front part. So there wasn't anything up on the top. But then with the Liberty and the Marquee and the Grand Marquee, you've had speakers that are up here and they went all the way across. So if you had a music lamp or a light that went over for your music, you had nowhere to put it. Well, if you looked up here at all back this, there's an open space now in between where the speakers are.
Oh.
So where my hand is, that's a space, and it's wide enough and deep enough that you could fit a music lamp on there, go to the top of it if you needed additional light with it too. The side panels, just some of the cabinet changes. The side panels where that piece of polished ebony is in it is bigger. The ebony piece that's in the side, so it's bigger, so they changed that a little bit. The bench you all noticed is bigger. It has music storage on the back, and it has a footrest on the front. Did Jet show you that? Or if you're not playing the pedals,
Oh.
it has a little footrest where you can rest your foot on to keep your foot off of the pedals if you're not using them for any reason. So that's just some of the cabinet changes and the way they made it different there. The other differences you're going to notice is with the screen. The button layout stayed the same as the Marquee and the Grand Marquee, or as the Rialto, or an Inspire. If you're looking at it, those are the same 12 buttons that you have on a Marquee, same 12 buttons that you have on a Grand Marquee, same 12 buttons that are on the Rialto and Inspire. Standards, country, Broadway, smooth, rock. Same 12 buttons you're used to looking at. Rhythms are in the same place there. What they changed is some of the ways that you can get to some of those styles now where they made it easier. So your screen, the things across the bottom on a Marquee, you just have theater, ensemble, and sounds, right? Theater, ensemble, and sounds. Those are the buttons across the bottom. They were small too. They were kind of hard to get your finger on to get right where you want. They're bigger now, and they added 2 new ones. One of the ones they added, what Janet was telling you about, was Classic Styles. Classic Styles, when you touch that, it takes the bottom half of your screen and gives you the button names that you had on a Sterling or a Patriot or a Liberty. Big Band and Foxtrot, Country, Soft and Easy and Ballad, Hawaiian, Classic and Special, your More button, all the pianist and guitarist rhythms just like they were when they were found there. There's advantages to that. There's advantages to that when you're at home and you've written on a piece of music from something you used to play and made notes of what button you pushed from another organ, and then you're trying to find the style. You can find it that way. The other advantage is if you're in here and he's got a Sterling in here and he's pressed a button here, he pressed a certain button to find that. When you go home, if you go to Classic Styles, you can get it the exact same way that he got it on a Sterling. So if he said I was on Classic and I was using Strings 101, you go to Classic just like you would have on a Sterling, and there's your Strings 101, your classical right there, same place it would have been. So you can access the buttons the same way they were on the A series. The other one is they moved your style favorites. You know where your style favorites is on a Rialto and a Marquee and a Grand Marquee? It's this button right here. They moved it to the screen and they gave you 18 of them. So instead of just having 10 or 8 like you have on a Rialto, you now have 18 programmable slots where you can put the styles that you use the most. If you reset the organ, those don't go away. They're easy to put. To change them, you just touch the one you want, and then you scroll through it, and whatever like say I wanted that to be La Bamba. If I came back to that later, even after I reset the organ, that would still be La Bamba. But then when I touch it, it also turns on La Bamba. So those are just some of the differences that they made in the screen. Another big one that was long overdue. So what does that say?
QWERTY.
That gives you a regular typewriter. A regular typewriter keypad. So if you're naming something on a stick, you can just type it out. You don't have to use the cursor and scrolling through anymore.
Yeah.
With any of the stuff that you wanted to use or name, you have a regular typewriter keyboard. That was long overdue. That came from people continually telling, why can't you just put a keyboard that's on there? But the rest of that layout in your screen is going to look the same. Those are just some of the changes they made to make it easier for you to get things, like the classic style screen and having more favorites in your window, and then the QWERTY. The other differences are, the only buttons that are different, there's 2 buttons that are different, okay? This one, where it used to say favorites, it now says top hits. They didn't take the button away, they just renamed it. They moved your favorites button to the screen, but top hits has all of the newest reel styles that were added to this, that were not on the Grand Marquis or the Marquis. So styles that are up there by name.
I'll Ask of You, which is from what?
Phantom.
Phantom of the Opera. Yes.
So the name of this was a concept they introduced with the Grand Marquis. Lowery actually paid for the rights to use the name of the style and actually note for note have the song. So your introductions, endings, your fill-ins and everything are note for note the song. You can play other stuff with them, that's why they give you the other intros. But real styles mean they paid for the rights to use the name and note for note the background of the style for you to be able to play. So on this top hits button, you have 22 different real styles. All I Ask of You, like he said, is Phantom. That's from the Phantom of the Opera, but you can do, there's 3 real popular slow pieces from Phantom of the Opera. There's All I Ask of You, Music of the Night, and Think of Me. You can play all 3 of those with us. If you use intro 1, you have All I Ask of You. Why don't we have this on? If you use the other intro 2, you now have Music of the Night.
What is the ending number 2 on that?
Okay,
I'm just
ending
curious.
number 2 is the ending to
Music of the Night. That's great.
So if you have the Phantom of the Opera book or the Andrew Lloyd Webber book and you want to do the songs from Phantom, you have that. The top corner there, Phantom of the Opera,
What's that?
you have, and this is cool too because there's different ways of starting. Okay, if you want the traditional Phantom of the Opera introduction, you use a minor chord. used to start Phantom of the Opera with toccata and fugue.
Yeah.
If you take intro 1 and you play it with a major chord, you get toccata and fugue. I said it has fill-ins in it too. Okay, so if you hold the fill-in bar and you play the chords, it will do the phantom part. Start this with toccata and fugue, and then go into that little fill-in part on the fill-in. You no longer have to go memorizing presets with the disco and all of that, because it's done and arranged for you. The slow songs with when you use the All I Ask of You, and then the actual Phantom, you have toccata and fugue as an intro, you have the regular Phantom as an intro, you have the built into your fill-in, your FX built in there, so you have all of that right there. All of those are real styles. I kind of gave you a taste of some of them earlier, like La Bamba. You guys remember Richie Valens? This is Richie Valens' version of the song La Bamba. He didn't do a whole lot of songs because he wasn't alive long enough to. But you remember he did the song "Come On, Let's Go"?
Yeah. Yeah.
Constant Sorrow.
Man of Constant Sorrow. Okay. We have an easy play book that has this in it somewhere. There's a bluegrass band called the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Have you
Yeah.
seen the movie
Yeah.
Oh Brother Where
Oh,
Art
Brother,
Thou?
Where Art
With
Thou?
George Clooney. You know the song that they sing and record?
I don't remember.
The scene where they're in there with he's got this fake beard on and he's singing into a microphone and the group of them did it. That's the song that they sing. I'm a man of constant sorrow. We have the easy play book. And that's a real style that they put in there. Family Tradition is a country rhythm. It is Hank Williams Jr., not Hank Williams Sr., not the Your Cheating Heart Hank Williams. This is his son, also known as Bo Cephas. That's what they call him, was Bo Cephas. But Family Tradition it's a real popular song. Yeah. He sings the song about it's just if you listen to it, it's a good country song, but it's a country rhythm you could use with lots of different things. Family Tradition, but you can take pretty much any 3-chord country song you want to play with that because it's just the altar style has a walking bass.
You can tone down the afterbeat in those.
Tone down which?
Tone down so it's not so the afterbeat.
You mean the drum beat or the?
Yeah, the drum beat.
You can turn down any part of it, like
the
bass part of it now. You can tone down any part of it you want that's in there. So you have control over every part of the background. That's a neat new country style. It's called Family Tradition. It's for the Hank Williams song, Hank Williams Jr. song, Family Tradition, but you can play just about any country song that you want with it. This is another one that you look at first and you think, hokey pokey, am I really going to play the hokey pokey? It's the Ray Anthony Brass Big Band Orchestra that you can play lots of stuff with. Not the song fine. Night Train. Night Train.
Night Train.
Yeah. So those were all just using the hokey pokey rhythm. I used Tuxedo Junction, Paper Moon, you could do Little Brown Jug, and that was Night Train when it had the altar style on. So those are all just some of those that are on the first page. I really like Pretty Woman because remember with these real styles, they're also going to check the fill-in because if the song has a unique fill-in in it, like Pretty Woman does, they put it in there. Did a lot of different songs. He had this real unique sound that was all his. If you take the altar style and you slow the tempo down, he did a version of the song. He did a song called Only the Lonely.
Yeah.
He did a song called Crying. And they all had this type of feel to it.
That's alt style? What is
Yeah,
it?
that's
Okay.
the altar style. He did a version of Blue Bayou. That would
That's
work
right.
with. So that's the altar style with Pretty Woman on. So those are, again, just the real style that's in there. When you use it, it's in there. You were gone when I was showing this one earlier. I don't play this song, but as soon as you hear the intro, you can tell it's spot on what the song says.
Barbra Streisand.
Jet's Idol. Page of real styles that are on the top hits button. So that's some of the rhythm styles. And if you went to the next page, you have a whole other page on top hits of real styles, where the name of the song is the actual name of the style. The Christmas song. Who did the Christmas song? Chestnuts roasting on. Yeah.
Mel Torme.
Well, this is Nat King Cole's arrangement of it, but yes, Mel Torme did it too. But this is the Nat King Cole arrangement of. Wasn't the ending? It even has the jingle bell part. Elvis's Viva Las Vegas. Did you see that up there?
Yeah.
So while we're doing Viva Las Vegas, I'm gonna really let you see what those lights do. So you notice the lights. Does a lot of different things. They're smart lights. They're bright, but you have control over how bright they are. So there. So you can set it as dim or as bright as you want. But here's what they do. This lights up where your split is. They're smart lights. So if you change the split, those lights will change. Wherever you change the split to, that'll change to. The other thing that it does is it shows you the notes that are being played in the full chord. So if I play a C chord, easy button on, C in purple there, it lights up G, C, and E. So those are the notes that the organ is playing. I'm just playing my one finger C chord, but the organ is playing G, C, and E for me. If I change to F, it's playing A, C, and F. That's your norm. This right here is your normal C, F, and G easy play chord.
Can you scoot back so
Yeah.
she's trying to get that out there?
So when your easy button comes on normally there, your C is always red. This is what you have that on your marquee. The C is always red, the F is always blue, and the G is always green. The purple is what they're actually playing. But you play the one finger chord. The purple notes is what the organ is playing for you, because we're just playing the easy play chord, either the one or two notes. So when I play C, there's the purple notes the organ's playing for me, G, C, and E. If I change to a C7, now it adds the B flat. See the B flat guy? So it's 4 notes. If I play a D7, it's the purple notes that they're playing. Now where this really gets cool is if I add MCS plus, jazz 2 hands, it lights up all the notes the MCS plus is playing. If blues chord is just doesn't take 2 hands. It lights up the notes that it takes that C chord and plays. So it's E, B flat, and D. That's what it's adding to. That's instead of you're playing the one finger C, but to make that a blues chord, the organ is playing E, B flat, and D with it. If I change to F, it shows you the notes they added to the F. So if you wanted to, if you're already,
the blue and green ones again? Why are those always lit up?
that's what comes on with your easy button.
Your regular easy play.
Yeah.
See,
You have those now.
Yeah.
So it's that plus?
No, this is just lighting up where your hand position is.
You play your C chord.
So they teach you an easy play to play with your pinky on the C,
Right.
your pointer on the F, and your thumb on the G.
Right.
So those are the same lights that are on every Lowery organ. The purple ones, what they're doing is showing you what the organ is playing for you. That's just like lighting up where your home position is for your hand if you're playing easy play chords.
In other words, they're not playing C, E, and G. They're playing G.
G, C, and E.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's showing you the exact notes that the instrument is playing for you.
Yes.
When you play a one finger C chord, you play the note C for your one finger chord. The instrument plays G, C, and E, like that. But those are just the same lights you have, like it's color coded in your music.
Yeah.
That's what those are. The smart lights are showing you what the organ is actually doing for you. And it works with MCS Plus. It also works if you have a harmony on. So if we have harmony added to my right hand, see the yellow lights there? The red note is what I'm playing in the upper keyboard.
That's the harmony.
Those are the notes that the organ's playing for me in the harmony. So it shows you those. It'll also show you what fake it's doing. So to let you really see that where I'm not in the way, Jim Weeder recorded Viva Las Vegas for us. I'm going to let it play, and you can watch as it goes along. So the advantages of that, doing that is, let's say you wanted help with the song. And I play by ear, and I add in a note that's not written in the page. And I record it to a stick, and you go home and you want to watch how I did that. It'll light up exactly what I did. It'll also light up if we were playing a chord that you wanted to learn. It would light up the notes that we played in a chord. So it's a teaching tool that you can have to learn how to add harmony to your right hand, to learn exactly what notes we added into a song that's not in there, how to make 3-note chords. So it's, the organ's actually teaching you, which is a really cool feature that they added into it. I mean, they're smart lights now. It's not just lights that are just there. They also changed the way these are. So you can tell which preset you're on really easily now. See the red light? When you change the preset, where before you just had a light in the center of it, where sometimes if you weren't looking real clear, you couldn't see it. But this is easy to tell exactly which preset you have pushed or if you have it pushed, because they changed the lights on the panel too.
And the panel's tilted.
The panel's
towards
tilted
you.
back, so there's no accidentally hitting the wrong preset anymore. Because you're not going to mistakenly hit it with your finger, because the panel's on an angle, so you don't accidentally hit it anymore.
Jeff,
Yes, ma'am?
on that MCS
Plus.
jazz hands, when it plays the chord, it's also playing notes up in the melody.
Because it would take them, yeah, it's taking 2 hands to play those jazz 2-hand chords. It doesn't take away your keyboard from being able to do that. It's just showing you what the instrument, it's like creating an invisible keyboard that you can't play on, but you can still play here. But it's showing you the notes that are actually being played for you when it does that. It's just showing you what they are. So back into your real styles in there. We talked about the first page and we kind of got onto this one just a little bit. So there was Viva Las Vegas. You see some names of songs on there you recognize?
What's Eye in the Sky?
Eye in the Sky.
What is that?
I am the eye in the sky looking at you. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know that song. But it's a contemporary song. But it's in the music.
You know that,
I
right?
know that.
In the music that comes in the songbook, it's in there.
Okay.
Fire and Rain. You guys know that name?
James Taylor, right?
James Taylor. Yeah, James Taylor.
Just yesterday morning, I saw the dawn.
How about Mustang Sally? Do you know that name?
Yeah.
Yeah? Listen to this. What's Oscar Swing? Oscar Swing is Oscar Peterson. Yeah. Oscar Swing is Oscar Peterson, who was a jazz piano player.
What
It's
happened
got,
to that note? I couldn't get rid of.
because I shut it off before the ending was over, and it was in the middle of playing a chord.
Oh,
I've had that happen on Liberties
I
and
had that happen
Patriots.
on
And
mine too, and I
it's-
couldn't get rid of it.
I just hit home, and it went away.
Couldn't get rid of that note. It kept playing and playing. That's why you shut it off.
Oscar Swing.
Oh.
All I did was I hit stop before the ending was done when it was playing that chord. So I just hit home and it
Made it
went out.
mad.
Oscar Swing is Oscar Peterson's lick. It's got his chord, the way you would play his chords in it. It's got his piano jazz licks built into it. And this is another style that you can play lots of different stuff with. He was just doing just the way you look tonight with you guys.
What's Star Trek theme?
That is the theme from Star Trek. Space.
Imagine that.
Final frontier. These are the voyages of the Lowery Aria. It's a 5-year mission. It's more exciting new features, amazing new styles. You take your hobby to a place no man has gone before.
Click the lights.
I don't play Star Trek. But it's a Latin rhythm that you can do as a Star Trek.
You can use the Latin, well, you can slow it down. I mean,
It's just a neat little Latin rhythm you can play other stuff
I could
with.
spend all day just listening to the intros and
Yeah.
all
On the
those
next
songs.
page.
and then with a major
Well,
chord
that,
and
you
a
have 2
minor
pages
chord.
there.
Oh,
So the
that's
other
it?
new styles were ones that were in your that were added above the marquee or found on your more button. A lot of these were on your grand marquee. So, but if you have a marquee, you didn't have any of these. So they had real styles in here.
And where do you find these?
On the more button on pages 7
That's
and
could I,
8.
could I have this dance?
Okay, so could I have this dance is
These
Anne
are
Murray's.
mine.
Could I have this dance for the rest of my life?
What's PE6?
Pennsylvania
And 65000.
It even has the telephone ring in it. Pennsylvania 65000. free.
Oh, that's really nice.
Really nice when it works,
Free, you can hear
The
it.
witch doctor.
The witch doctor is the Chipmunks.
Oh,
It's Alvin and the Chipmunks. Showing them earlier is if you take that same style, yes, you can play the witch doctor, but you use the altar style with it, and you use the other intro, and you just take a sound that has something like a saxophone in it there. Now you have a 1950s. Doo-wop type backgrounds when you use the altar style with it, so you can play lots of things with that one too. Other real style names: Johnny Angel, Venus.
What's Ace in the Hole?
That is George Strait. George Strait, Ace in the Hole. I played Venus for you earlier, I think. This was your song, wasn't it? This was your song. So you have to dance. Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Top of the World is the Carpenters.
Yeah.
Then you have the Eagles Take It Easy.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Light styles they don't sound like a particular song. They fit with it. They're not basic. I mean, they're really orchestrated, but they don't sound like a particular song.